Alright guys, welcome. It's a little late as far as getting this up, but I did just kind of want to look over it a little bit. I did skim through this once before, but the big thing is I just have been super busy. I've had about 4 job interviews in like the last week, so it's pretty crazy. Anyways, the season 5.1, this is going to be a little bit long, so we're going to just try and jump on into it. Looks like they got some cool new skins, yay. Gotta say, the one I'm probably looking for the most. This is literally Steel Samurai, so that's just a palette change. I think I gotta say this one's probably the coolest. This looks like just another palette change. This one looks pretty cool. We'd have to see how that one goes. I still like the Dragon Scotty for obvious reasons. This looks like a Harley Quinn Joker adaptation. Yeah. Anyways, I'd say the one I'm looking forward to most is probably the Athena. Alright, so they're getting a bunch of effects, nice, new design features, Mount Olympus versus the Underworld. They gotta say, if you guys haven't seen the new map, it is gorgeous. Completely redone. The fog is amazing. Some of the characters remodeled, map size went to 20%, so we talked about this before in previous streams. Harpy Camp, Jungle Fog has returned. This is amazing. Absolutely one of the best changes that I think they could make. The big issue with it being a jungle is you could literally see to the other side of the map without having any, issues. The fact that they've added fog is absolutely amazing. I think it's what made League of Legends so amazing and what makes wards so important. You will be able to pub stomp like none other in casuals now with people like Arachne, with people like Nemesis and even Bakasura. Even Loki, I think, is going to be a huge increase, mainly for the fact that there's jungle fog. So you press your 1 as Loki, you sit invisible, and as soon as they run away, you don't even have to move. You can start backing because there's the fog. Like, it's crazy. I love the jungle fog. Probably one of my favorite changes from what I've seen. Just because of how much that the fog alone changes the game. I'm super excited for Season 5, guys. I know I talked about it might maybe be my last season, but I have super high hopes. It's like super high hopes. Anyways, we'll continue on here. Gold Fury Fire Elementals, located with different ones. The Oracles look amazing. Fire Giant, they should change the name, but they're not going to do it. Same with Gold Fury. Just kind of doesn't add much of like the lore. Like, you know, you look at League of Legends, you have the Dragon, and then you have Baron. Like, you need, they associated something to that, so it gives you that even more like attached to that. Where this one, it's like, oh yeah, let's go for Fire Giant. Like, God, they name it something else. Anyways, Titans are now increased into Crystal, and are broken whenever they lose their immunity. That's pretty cool. Phoenixes have a visual link to the Titan to indicate how many Phoenixes. Okay, that's kind of cool. Still, I mean, it's 1,000. Don't do 6,000 damage to lower the Titan damage by 2,000. It literally doesn't make sense. Just keep in that mind, guys. It only, like, no, just please be smart with that. The pads under the towers and Phoenixes will now light up on current targets, indicate they are being targeted. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Gameplay, I've heard, is crazy. Looks like they really want you to solo farm here, which makes me think that the support is not really going to be a support. I think they're going to be probably more like a double jungler with, I think is going to be the meta. With having them like reduce that split, think of how far behind your supports were typically behind because they're roaming and they're not last hitting and everything. You're going to reduce their experience by 30%. God, you're going to have like your level 20 ADCs and your supports are going to be like fucking 11. Like, it's going to be crazy. Honestly, I personally think, as of right now, from what I've kind of seen and some of the stuff that they've talked about, I really do think that you are going to see a double jungler. Basically, you have your left lane jungler and right lane jungler with your solo, your mid, and your ADC. You can get it. I mean, imagine 2 assassins ganking a mid laner. That's stupid. Or 2 assassins like ganking the solo laner. Like, that's going to be pretty huge. Maybe not even 2 assassins. You do the 1 assassin to be able to get that high damage off really quick, and then run like a Raven solo or a Raven jungle and stuff like that. Anyways, I feel like that's with what they're talking about. Your supports are going to become non-existent, and you're probably going to run a double jungler, 1 assassin, 1 solo lane, or warrior, I should say. I think that's definitely interesting. We'll see how things pan out. Minion towers hit by towers now retain 25% of their gold, so that's pretty cool. I really do like that. Minions and jungle monsters will now gain additional experience and gold over time. This is supposed to help with the farming, so that it gives you an additional ability to get back. But they have to realize with this is that it's also going to affect the other player. So if you get behind, now they can take even more golden experience. So it's just going to help them out even more. I get that this is a very hard thing to address as snowballing, but I feel like this is just going to completely help the team that is ahead. Respawn buff times down 180 seconds to 120. Mid camps from 120 to 90. Back harpies from 80 to 60. Holy shit. Conquest start time increased. Why the fuck is this going like that? I don't know. Maybe minions are still meeting at 60 seconds? I don't know. Holy shit. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get you to go back into the jungle. XP reduced on buff camps and the buff holder. Gold reduced is reduced. Base health. So that's, holy shit, that is crazy. That is ridiculous. Holy shit. So they increased it over time. Man, that is crazy. All right. The buff camp for small minions, 40 to 20. Gold reduced, heavily reduced that, the starting health. So really going to try and focus on clearing early, and then as you rank up, you're going to be getting it. The large harpies reduce the experience because they're respawning a shit ton more often. Gold reduced by 8, the health, and then the power. Okay, so they're really just trying to make you clear quite a bit quicker. Again, some more stuff, reduce the experience and gold, but holy shit, they severely. I mean, this is over 50% less. That's crazy. Imagine a Arachne with 3 webs on our starting target. Like, that buff's going to die so quick. Moved out of the Gold Fury Pit. They will still provide the same benefit. I think this is good, especially someone who played Scotty a lot in Season 4. I would use my dog, and as soon as they would kill the Oracles, they would immediately go and leash the Gold Fury, taking one of the hits away or 2. If I would, the first couple times, I'm like, hey, where's my dog? I'm like, oh, it went and tried to solo Gold Fury. That's cool. So definitely have some issues with that. So I think this is a good change as well. Yellow buff, reduced movement speed. I think this is good. Purple buff, 5% this is amazing. I think of what the purple buff was. It was literally just an experience buff for ADCs. Having it give that 5% protection reduction, I think is going to be pretty interesting. Like, it's going to be a little bit better. And then let's see the jungles. Okay, Gold Fury changes. Increase the base health to make it harder to kill. Physical, magical, so reduce the protection on it. Reduce the health per minute significantly. Holy shit. So if you think that is 65, all right, we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna do some math here. All right, let's go. 3,000 minus 2,550 equals 450. When you divide by, what is it? 5 would be that, so 65. After 7 minutes, it now starts taking an effect in your favor that the Gold Fury will have less health. That's crazy, but they reduce the gold and the experience. The experience quite a bit, and Gold Fury as well. So that's pretty interesting. The Portal Demon basically is this Pyromancer. What's the base health? They basically added Swift Wing onto it, so that's pretty cool. So now when you kill a Pyromancer, you get Swift Wing. Has their fountain buff for 90 seconds. That's pretty cool instead of the 60. But without anything, that's crazy. There's no base health anywhere. So it'll be interesting. Fire Giant, this is crazy. Reduce the power, reduce the protection. Holy shit. This is a huge, like, that's crazy. 6,000 is what that spawns at? Like, really? Enhanced Fire Giant now, after 25 minutes to help speed things along. I think it's pretty cool. 20% more, this is cool. Regenerate 4% of your max health. That's pretty good too. The magical and physical power is going to be pretty good. I think that right now it's 2% of your max health, if I remember right. Get ready for the flame when I'm wrong. Minions, increasing... Number word, 5 additional XP and 1 gold every 3 minutes. Okay. Lane minions now deal 40% less damage to gods. That is amazing. This is going to make boxing so much more prevalent. Remember how many times you guys have all died? We've all done it. When you're about to kill them and then you die because, archers and melees did 600 damage at 4 minutes into the game, while they did 80 damage on one of their abilities. That was always fun. That's really cool. Lane minions will now prioritize towers, phoenixes, and titans over minions, deployables, pets. I hope there's the pets, this still counts as Loki. I really hope that this doesn't mess up with Loki's. I think it will run to it. So this will be really interesting to see. Okay, the ranged minions, the melee minions are actually making it harder to kill. So that's pretty interesting. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's crazy. But I really like that because, I mean, how many times would they go on in and you're like, please just hit the tower so that you guys can, like, shred that tower a little bit more. This, I think, is really cool. It's going to really actually make minions important, as well as think about when they're, you know, you send a minion wave in, instead of your minions killing, you know, 3 or even 2 of those of the next wave, you now lost on that experience while you had to go and try and find that somewhere else, or you had to put yourself out of position and kill their next win wave inside their tower. It was very dangerous. So this, I think, is a huge increase for multiple reasons. The fact that they will be prioritizing the phoenixes and towers, not only is it going to help your push, but it's also going to help your experience as well, which I think is a really cool change, because you almost got punished for sending your min wave into the tower. Where now that's not going to be the case. So towers and phoenixes reduce protections and increase the power. All right, reduce protections, increase the power some more, and then phoenix, they double reduce the protections. Hell yeah. Now, I don't know. Take place on the new map. I like that. All game mode, kill bounty change. Assist now provide bonus to the gold area based on the level difference from the killed target rather than the killer's level. So this is going to be super helpful for people like supports, because if you get a kill, say you're a level 12 support and you kill their ADC, and or you get an assist on their level 20, you are now getting that 80% increase on the experience, rather than if your ADC who is 19 and you only got a 10% experience. This, I think, is a huge change, which is really going to help out supports to kind of still stay somewhat with the meta. Season ticket, it's going to be basically, meh, who cares about that. First pick TP bonus, the player who at first pick in rank will receive a plus 3 TP if their team successfully wins. I don't see why this would be a thing. Like, I guess it's a benefit for being that top elo, so you get an additional 3 TP to try and get you out of that, and in a sense for carrying that game. I get that, but it kind of seems fucked. Like, if you weren't first pick on, you know, if you were top on your team and you have to carry that, I don't know. Like, this is basically saying, because you first pick, that you now have to carry harder than the other team. Like, the people who first pick are literally supposed to lose is basically how I'm getting from this. Because otherwise, if you're supposed to win and you're favored to win and then you get an additional 3 TP, like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I don't know. I don't get why they would add this unless it's first pick TP bonus for each team. Then I think I would understand why they'd do that, because you're the highest elo, you're going to have to carry the hardest to win that game, so you're going to get extra bonus points. But if it's first pick, you're literally saying you guys are favored to lose, so you have to carry hard, and, you know, you're also going to get the first pick. So anyone who's broken in the game, you get the first pick at the most broken god. That makes no sense to me. But moving on. The god leaderboards, I think this is going to be really cool. Soft reset, obviously that's going to happen. Starter items, basically they reduced all that, so it's to go through. Now we're going to be to the items. Oh my god, we have so much to go through. All right, we're going to just speed this up here, guys. Assassins is for jungles. This is going to be Conquest. I'm only covering Conquest shit. Fuck all the others. I don't care about them, and neither should you. Considering this entire channel is based around Conquest builds, not Joust or anything else. Those are just to go fuck around and not have a very important information or whatever. Anyways, you get 700 gold, 35 plus bonus damage for jungle monsters, 7% health restored on killing a jungle monster. Keep in mind that is a 7%. That's really interesting because clearing a camp will give you 21% of your health back. This is huge. And then you get 20 mana restored on killing a jungle monster. Really, really cool. After 5 stacks, I think this is going to be a really good for assassins, like really assassins. Keep in mind right now, anyone can pick this up. Like anyone can pick up any of these. Like this is stupid. Any of them can do it. So anyways, I think this could be really picked up for junglers. It's really a jungle thing, and especially if 2 junglers are picked up, I could see this being pretty important. Jungle monsters are worth 1 stack. After an enemy gods are worth 5 at 50 stacks, you get 10 penetration on top of this. This is going to be really crazy. Guardians, basically this Watcher's Gift is going to be really cool. I could really see this for supports, but I don't know if, like I said, if supports are really going to be picking this up when you look at some other ones. Hunters, this is 15 basic attack damage and 5 NP5. That's crazy. At 75 stacks, you gain 15% attack speed and 15 extra bonus damage. This is going to be picked up on like any like any auto attacker, even Erlang Shen, I could see being picking this up. Imagine an extra 15% attack speed and 30 attack damage on top of his 1. That's crazy. Mage's Blessing, 30 bonus ability damage, 3 mana per 5, and you get 10% CDR after killing 75 stacks. Like that's crazy. This is going to be picked up by like everyone. I can see most solo laners going with this. Think about that. You get 30 extra bonus damage. That's like crazy. You're basically getting Boomba's mask from season 4, except on everything. You get the extra mana per 5 that solos need, per 3 mana per 5 for each 10%, and you get 10% CDR after getting 75 stacks. That's crazy. Even though this is warriors, I get 40 plus 40 of your health is restored upon dealing damage to an enemy god. It's a 10-second cooldown, so that's even highly utilizing this to the highest ability, because it's upon a dealing to an enemy god. In 1 minute, you can get 240 of your health back. That's stupid. But I do get how you do get, I mean, I don't know. At 15 stacks, I mean, this seems a little low. Dealing damage to an enemy god provides 1 stack. So after dealing damage 15 times, you get 10 physical and magical protection. Still, I don't see this anywhere good as close as Mage's Blessing. And then Attacker's Blessing, 25 power and 25 physical power. Damage lane minions and enemy gods to stack, dealing 100 damage to lane minions, provide 1 stack. 100 damage to enemy gods provides 3 stacks. 50 stacks, Attacker's Blessing evolves, gaining 10 penetration. So you get 20 power. What? 20 power and 10 penetration? Or you come up to this and you can go 30 power, 15% attack speed, and 5 MP5. Who would pick this up? I don't know. I just don't see the 20 physical power being very huge when this gives you 30, from my understanding. On your basic attacks, you gain an extra 30 damage when it's upgraded. Even assassins, why would you pick up Attacker's Blessing when you'd probably want to get assassins, so you get 21% of your health restored on killing a jungle monster? That's crazy to me. So guys, please let me know who you think could pick this up. Because solos, again, would go warriors or mages. Supports most likely would rather go with guardians to keep it up. Keep up their stuff. Get an extra 3 gold per 5. It's going to help their gold spool. Assassins would want the assassins, and mid laners would want Mage's Blessing. I don't know. I don't get this at all. Anyways, Defender's Blessing is good for anyone who wants more safety and tankiness. You get 100 health, 10 physical and magical protection. Mitigate damage to gain stacks. Mitigating 50 damage gives you 1 stack. That's actually really good. At 50 stacks, so you'd have to mitigate 250, which is going to be pretty easy. You get an extra 100 health and mana. I could see that. So you'd have to go with tankiness over building that tank item. Personally, I think this one would be a little bit better. You have 5 physical and... I mean, you look at the difference. You're going to be getting plus 3 gold per lane minion assisted. You get an extra 3 gold per 5. You get 7 health. So over the course of this, you'd get an extra 42 health per lane minion. Again, I don't see why you'd go with this, because you would get 200 health 100 mana, 10 physical and magical protection. But that 100 health, you would gain 42 off of 1 min wave. Plus you get the extra gold, which you can buy Stone of Gaia if you need. So you're getting 100 more health, 5 more of each protection. But you're going to fall behind in gold so much if the other Guardian picks this up. And because you can't sell these, I don't get why you'd go with this either. Or I get why you'd go Guardians. I don't know, maybe someone like Ares this might benefit? That are like aggressive gods that need tankiness? I just don't know. I don't know who would go with this. These are all the conquest, right? What are... So this is the first set, right? Warriors? Oh, wow, that was... Well, that changes everything. God, way to make that fucking look like it's a Warriors Bless... Really? Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, this would be Assassins, Solos, ADCs, and mid laner and mage. Or mid laner and solo. I don't know of anyone that would go Warriors. It makes no sense to me. Attacker's Blessing. Okay, this would be your Assassins, ADCs. This would be your supports. This would be... Yeah, I don't know. Mage Overhaul. Decreased cost. This is a... new passive. I don't know if I like that. Gain 25% additional magic power against targets below 50% health. I don't know if that's a good passive. The other one was so much better. I don't know if Route of Tahuti will actually need to be picked up. This was always like a super good because of the passive. I get your increase in the magic power by 25, and you gain 25% additional power against targets below 50%, but that's not what made this item so good. I mean, you look at an assassin, so great, you get that 25% additional power if they're below 25% or under 50% health. It's like, you know, you're gonna be killing them regardless. Like if you have a Giannis and you have a assassin, Hun bots jump on you and portal into him, he's gonna get out after that, or he's gonna die. Like Giannis is like hits so hard. That's any mage. Like you don't need that extra 25% when they're below 50% health. That's not gonna... I mean, if they have a 2,000 health, that means under 1,000 health. Now you get that. Well, you're gonna be late game. That 50%, that 50% health, so that 1,000 health that they have, you're gonna be able to blow them up so quick. Anyways, that 25%, I don't really see it being relevant. It'll be more important for tankier gods. So you know, if they do run, like I was saying, a double solo. I don't know, even double... I just don't know if this would be really worth it. Like, I get it's an insane amount of magic power, but imagine if you built now a Chronos Pendant with Spear of Magus. Like, you're going to be shredding people that they won't even need that protect. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Do more killing or assisting, 1 stack of Doom, 1% movement speed, 3 power per stack. It's a dead item. I don't know why you would want 5% movement speed and 15 power. Whoo! It stacks only up to 5 times? Really? So you get 5% movement speed? Even with no diminishing returns, even if you have a 425, that means you go from 425 to 446. Whew. But after 15 seconds of not killing or assisting an enemy minion, you lose that? Oh, but you get the extra 15 power. Maybe if they increase this to like 15, now that's a little bit more interesting. Because now you're getting 15% movement speed and 45 power, but why would you pick this up now? I don't know. Tilkine's Ring. Added 20% attack speed, increased the cost. Your basic attack now deal 10 plus 5% of your magic power? Holy shit. Think of someone like Sol or Freya or Kronos with this. So if you have, you know, a typical Sol build, you know, you build Book of Thoth, you build some damage and such. Say you have 600 damage. You're doing an extra 30 damage. Or wait, 40 damage on that? Yeah, so you're doing an extra 40 damage per auto attack? That is crazy. And that's only if you had 600 health. Late game, I've seen souls with like over 1,000. Like, because you do build your kind of, attack speed. But if you have like, perfect world, you have red buff, you have a power pot, just the 500 pot, and then you have fire giant, especially if it's enhanced. I mean, if that's 800 power, that's an extra 50 power per hit. And when you're attacking twice per second with max heat and everything, like that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Demonic power and increase that too. I think this is going to be, this may actually bring, this is basically going to be almost kins for mages. You guys know how I feel about mage ADCs. I don't like them. Book of the Dead, removed from the trinket, so they removed the 20% lifesteal, added 20 mana. If you drop below 50% health, you gain a shield equal to 25% of your current mana. Interesting. It's going to be good for someone like Cuckoo, who's obviously going to build Book of Thoth. It's going to be crazy. Shield lasts 6 seconds. This can only happen every 90 seconds. Even going someone like Hell, who does have a very, very high health pool, this could be huge. Because then you're going to gain that shield that gives you 50% HP. If you have 2,000 health, that's basically 1,000 extra health that you just gained on top of being able to Aegis any damage, and then also heal. And then you're going to have, or if you have 2,500 mana, which I've seen before, that's 1,200. That's crazy. Like, this is going to be really interesting for gods like Hell. This could be a huge, help on that. Soul Gem. Every time you hit an enemy god with a basic, you gain 1 stack. 5 stacks are... Oh, okay. So it's basically Soul Stone, but that's unfortunate. Useless. Typhoon's Fang. This, I think I've heard. Build lifesteal, creating a fun build. So anyways, you gain 100 magic power, 200 mana, 15% lifesteal. Your magic lifesteal from items is increased by 50%. Your magic power is increased by the 100% amount of the magical lifesteal you have. Wow. So think about this, guys. You have Freya, who has, her passive is 15% lifesteal. You build 1 lifesteal item with her. You have 30% lifesteal. Just kidding. You have 40% lifesteal. 45% lifesteal on 1 ability. But just kidding, you also gain 45 power, which means this item in itself gives you 145 power with 45% lifesteal. Are you fucking high? I want to know if this increases past the cap. And this is definitely something I'm going to want to test. Imagine, you can't go Book of the Dead, but imagine, Bancroft's Talon on Anubis with this. And build triple lifesteal and build Pythags. If you're at that 60% lifesteal, does it go up to 90% lifesteal? And then you also get the 100% of the magical lifesteal you have. So this would actually give you 190 magic power. Holy shit. With Anubis to have 90% lifesteal? With 190 power? From 1 item? I don't know, guys. This is going to be one I want to heavily explore on when it actually hits the live client, because they're going to be changing stuff, and I don't want to be like, look at this really cool thing, and then have them fix it and be like, okay, that's what I thought. Like, this is crazy. Anti-tank items. All right, Obsidian Shard. Remove 33% per hand. Magic damage ignores 20% of the magic protection. If the target has over 40 protection, this effect scales up to ignore the larger. This caps at 45% magic pen at 175 or more. This is really cool. I don't know why anyone would go anything else. If they have a full squishy team, yeah, but why would you not just build this? I mean, really? Like 45%? Really? You're negating 45% of any tanky target? This is crazy. I'm sure this is the same exact thing. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. Why would you build any other penetration item here? I think this is the first time like Poseidon and Anubis will want Obsidian Shard over anything else. Holy shit. Your abilities deal an extra 3% of the health started as true damage? If it has over 2,000 health, which basically every fucking god in the game does at level 20, awesome. Your ability to bonus capping at 10% of your max health on 2750 targets. And it'll happen every 10 seconds. And prioritize the highest? Holy shit. Alright, well this is going to be good for gods like, I honestly think, Hell. Imagine that. You have huge, like, you have pretty safe damage. You have a huge amount. And you have 4 abilities that do damage. On very low cooldown, so you can basically cast this every second or every time it pops up. That means just in itself over 6 seconds, or in a, you know, let's just say they had 2,500 health, you're doing 250, and then you go 250, 500, 1,000. Just on true damage, you're doing 1,500. Holy shit, this is crazy. Watch out for Kabrak and solo, guys, like, or Kabrak and jungle. You want to talk about someone like that, Kabrak and jungle with this? Holy fuck. Kins does the same exact thing. That is ridiculous. Goodbye, tanks. Like I said, they're nerfing tanks so hard here. I don't know if they're really going to be picked up. Like, this is true damage? Really? Capping at 5% of your max health, so that's good. It's not 10, but holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Tanks are dead. Like, tanks are legitimately dead. Alright, boots, increase the cost. That's cool. So now you have to go spend 1,200 to get tier 1 boots. Increase the cost across the board. Larry gets a new thing. Add an MP5. Increase it just to that. I think I really like that. You gain 20% of movement speed after leaving the fountain. That's going to be pretty cool. So this really gives you 45% movement speed after leaving the fountain. Effects last 7 seconds. Imagine this with... Yeah, this is really going to be huge to be able to move across the map. If you want mobility, go Teleria. If you want damage, go Warriors. I think I might actually be going into Telerias for quite a bit. Just to be able to get all that, you know, movement speed. Imagine you have someone that builds the speed tree and you go into this late game, sell it when you get all your abilities online. But because movement speed is like the most important thing, you get 15 mana per 5. You gain 20% additional movement speed after leaving. If you have, this is going to be 45%. And if you have Pyromancer, you get, what is it, 40, an extra 40%. So really you're getting an 85% movement speed. Now I get it, there's diminishing returns, but holy shit. You're going to be flying out of fountain for the first 7 seconds. And then an additional 8 after that. This is going to be huge. I really want to kind of see how this is going to work. Increase the cost on that, and exact same thing, 20%. Awesome. So Elkwang's going to be a lot of fun. Increase magic cost, increase the power. I don't like that. You're getting 20 extra power for 50 mana or 50 more gold. I will trade that any day. This doesn't seem to make sense. I guess that they do have to increase it though to Ratatouille's passive. All right. I get that then. I think that is probably a pretty good buff on that. Same thing with this. I think that's going to be good as well. Decrease the pen to increase the power. This is a good change. Decrease mana cost, increase penetration. Really, if they wanted to make this relevant, I'd say throw 10% lifesteal on. I would love that. But when you go this is purely an anti-heal item, and I don't... It's really hard for me to justify that when the other healer can build into lifesteal and then have sustain on top of sustain. Spear of the Magus, I don't get why you would pick this up. You're looking at 2,300. Were we not touching on this? All right. I still think Obsidian Shard's going to be better because it's going to be able to shred so much more than anything else. I haven't done the full math on that yet, but I still don't see why this would be picked up over Obshard. Changed everything. Soul Reaver again. I have to increase that due to the Ratatouille passive, so I get that. Enhanced Trinket. All right. Polynomicon. Pythags added health over mana, so that's going to give you a little bit more survivability. So now, I mean, that's just crazy though right there. Book of the Dead. Added 150 mana, kept everything else the same. Warlock Sash. Decreased base health from 300 to 200. 3 HP per stack, so you're getting that extra 100 back late game. So this is more of a, you build health late game, and you don't get that early game huge health pot. And increased magic power from 75. This is going to be still very strong. Physical items. New passive, your abilities deal bonus damage of equal to 30 plus 15% of your power over 2 seconds. So if you think about that with Loki late game will have, you know, let's just even say 400 power. Not a gross estimate at all. I've definitely had more than that. You times 0.15 15. That's an extra 60 power, which doesn't seem crazy. But when you times that by your 3 abilities, you do your ult 3 in 1 or anything like that, that's an extra 80. 80 plus an extra 90. That's an extra 270 power over this as well. That's going to be crazy. That's actually really, really strong to add that much, an extra 250 on top of a burst. Transcendence is now getting 10% CDR. That is really, really nice. I mean, you have to build this, but now I'm interested in the lifesteal because you can't double stack. So it'll be, do you want the power or what would you really want with that? Transcendence I've always been a pretty big fan of, but I don't know. 10% lifesteal or 10% CDR I think is interesting. I could actually maybe see this building it on a Loki now, even though I never used to, or I don't want to say never used to. Late last time I never would build this because it just seemed irrelevant. Void Shield, increased protection, but reduce the physical power. So really trying to make this a tankier option with 2,700 health, or 2,700 gold, I think is what that is. It's still not useful. I don't like it when people build this. Blackthorn Hammer was never picked up, literally ever. I don't think I saw it ever in any game. SPL or ranked or casual. While over 50% mana, you gain 10% CDR. This is going to be really cool. While under 50% mana, you gain 50 MP5. Holy shit, I like this for someone like a Sun Wukong, or I think he's one of the ones that literally would always have a mana issue early. You pick this up, you're going to be getting that 10% CDR. I want to look at the other stats too. Like I said, I never picked this up. I never paid attention to it, but you get 10% CDR when above 50% mana, and then when you're under 50%, you gain 50 MP5. Holy shit, pair this with Magi's Blessing, or Mage's Blessing, sorry, Mage's, not Magi's, Mage's Blessing, you're going to have 20% CDR. That's fucking crazy. And you're going to have mana for fucking days. You'll spam this all the time. You'll never run out of mana. This is really, really interesting. I really like this. I really like this. 3 seconds was too long. You had the auto attack delay. So after you would hit it, you then have an extra second of your delay. So this would really bring it down to like 2 seconds-ish. It was just never worth it. Atalantas I could actually see being picked up. This is going to be like your hastened. You run and you get that extra 25% or 28% movement speed. And then you can hit them and then run after them. They're never going to be able to get away now. This is going to be very, very interesting, guys. I know not many people are going to pick it up because the pro games aren't going to be going on, and people always had a very, very bad thought of Atalanta's bow. But this might actually be able to get picked up by people like a Mercury. You can hit and then move on to the next target. You can hit and keep moving. It's really going to be helpful. That 7 seconds is going to be crazy. This is actually a really, really, I think, huge, but move that's going to go under the radar. Keep an eye out for this, guys. Definitely keep an eye out for this. Ichaival and Silver Branch. Ichaival's passive now also reduces magic, so you're basically combining Silver Branch and Ichaival into one. Still was never really picked up. Yeah, wasn't really ever picked up at all because Executioner just did so much more. Silver Branch Bow, every successful basic attack increases your attack speed by 5% and reduces your attack speed by... This could be interesting, guys. I always would troll around and stream, and I would always say you just go with a max attack speed with Atalanta's, Ichaival, Silver Branch, Odysseus's bow with Kins and Power Boots, and honestly, you would destroy because you were doing so much. That might actually be a build now. Like, yes, you don't have any like lifesteal, so you want to like swap out one of those for something with it, but this could be huge. You gain 15 power, reduce theirs by 15. It's also going to reduce magic power, which is pretty huge. You're going to increase your attack speed by 15% and reduce theirs by 15. You're also going to be able to move like fucking lightning with an extra 28% movement speed. Just get these 3 things with power boots and, you know, some lifesteal item, most likely Dev's Gloves, to get that power and lifesteal, and you're going to shred. Like, I honestly would do this in the casual match, and I'd go someone like Cupid, and it was just ridiculous. Like, you would just destroy. Deathbringer, reduce the cost a little bit, reduce the crit strike chance. Oh, increase that to 35? Holy shit. That's going to be crazy. This is huge. Like, that's a huge increase. That's almost rage passive right there, but it's immediately picked up. Now, this is good because you can't keep that the same, but holy shit. That's a really high one. Reduce the protections. After the evolve passive, you gain you gain 100 health plus 5 per level shield, so an extra 120 shield that regenerates a small portion of the shield every 3 seconds while out of combat. Okay, so if you're at, you know, max level 1, or you're going to be at 120. You divide that by 30, so you gain 40 shield after being out of combat every 3 seconds. That's really interesting. Like, that's really interesting. You pair that up with, like, a bulwark? Very weird. Now, I do want to throw this out here, guys. All my stuff, I'm just kind of, like, in a sense, theory crafting right now. Don't be like, oh, fucking stupid dragon, you went and said this. Like, bulwark and that wouldn't make sense. What would the build be? Like, I'm just fucking throwing ideas out, so, yeah. Let's not do that. Magi's Blessing renamed Magi's to Magi's Cloak because of the blessings. Makes sense. All right. Talisman of Energy. Basically, you got War Flag on it. 1% movement speed, 1 attack speed, 5 mana. Lasts 6 seconds. Stacks up to 10 times. This is useless. Like, this is absolutely useless. Don't pick that up. Heartward. Increase the health and increase the protections. That's going to be pretty cool. Gauntlet of Thebes. I think this is a huge. I did skim over this earlier. Yes, they increase the cost for a good reason. Decrease the health, but this is what's crazy. You get, for each assist on a lane minion, you gain 1 stack, providing 1 physical and magical protection. At 50 stacks, you get an evolved passive, which then gives you 20 magical protections to you and ally gods within 70 units, because they need to make sure that people know that auras apply to you. That means this one item for 2,400 gold will give you, keep in mind this is for each assist on a lane minion, so do not kill them. Just please don't kill them or it will not stack. It's really trying to grind in, you're a support, don't last hit. Anyways, for 2,400 gold, you get 200 health, 70 magic protections, and 50 physical protections. That's crazy. And 20 of those magical protections are auras. This is probably one of the best support items in the game, I would say. Like, this is crazy. When 3 or more enemies are within 55 units, you get a 5% damage mitigation. I'd like to see 10, and then I might pick it up. Otherwise, meh, 5% is like, ooh, that's cool. Good job. You mitigated no damage. Sovereignty, increase the protections and the health, trying to make them a little bit tankier. Spectral armor. This is not good. Critical strikes deal 50% bonus damage to you instead of 100. So that's cool. You almost get Geb passive with this. Geb, if you ever pick this up, I'd still say you're a fucking idiot. Because good job. Instead of dealing 25%, now they only deal 12%. Like, fuck. Don't be stupid. Chalice of the Oracle. Again, I think this is a really good item, but a lot of people never picked it up. I think lowering it down to the other chalices is a good idea. Aegis, basically increase the cooldown, decrease the time by half a second. Same thing, and decrease or increase the cooldown, decrease the time. Cursed Ankh will now take 20% more damage from all sources. So that's going to be crazy. Oh, that's only if you're healed. Okay, so if you have this on you, then you get healed. You're now taking 20% more damage. So healers, be smart. Don't troll your team when curse is on you and completely screw over your entire team. Don't be that guy. Hand of the Gods has been removed from the game. Shield of Thorns, you dealt 150 times your level of damage. While this effect, Thorns will end early. Okay, well that's 150 times. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So if you're level 10, that has to be 1,500 health. If that's dealt to you already, like, you're either dead or they're dead. Like, I don't know. I don't see why that would be relevant. God balances, increase movement speed, decreased attack speed buff, that's cool, and decrease the movement speed buff by 5% across. This is, instead of 10 scaling, it's 5. Oh, Kwang will heal only after he's executed the target and flown up in the air, so that's a helpful thing as well. Ares, I think it was good. He needed the movement speed. Kukulin reduced his base HP 5. That's good. And increased the cooldown from his ult by 10 seconds. Just changing abilities. Curse Strength. Stun duration from 1.5 to 1. I guess he was still pretty strong, even though I didn't really see a FAF in too many SPL. It could be wrong, though. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I don't think I saw that much FAF, besides PBM. Because PBM is a godlike Fafnir. Hebo didn't need the increase. I don't know why that was a thing. He already had it in his kit. Increased movement speed. Don't see why that was relevant. Increased movement speed as well. Increased health per level by an extra 100 health late game. So that'll be interesting. With the upcoming changes, I love this. Loki, I love this, guys. Like, I really love this. Yeah, Loki's item doesn't benefit for this item as a pet. So they did have to heal that just because it wouldn't get that extra 35% damage on it. Decrease the cooldown, I think that's huge, guys. That 2 seconds is coming from someone who is a Diamond Loki. And I would play him a lot in like plat games and such like that. This was amazing. Like this is a huge 2 seconds. It means a lot. And then increase that damage too is going to be super helpful as well. Just to be able to help the clear, looks like by 15 across all levels. Nike Balance basically looks like his knockback immune. Keep in mind this isn't knock up immune. She could come back in, but if she does, just go with someone who has a knock up. Someone like, I don't know, Tyr should be able to go straight through, but someone like a Sobek could be helpful to put this out. But I do really like Nike for the fact of the ability that she brings. Raw movement speed, reduced damage on his 1, so basically reduced it by 20 across all levels. Raiju, damage to the first targets, 13%, so reduce the scaling quite a bit, 5% per tick, and down 22, that's crazy. But an increase the cooldown of Taiko drums, this is good. Raijin needed a nerf, everyone knew it. Rat, I don't see why this was increased, and I don't see why that was increased. The global presence, I guess that would be why, and the anticipation of like jumping and everything like that, that's going to be, that'll be interesting. So potential preventive maintenance on this, potentially something that they actually play tested. I don't think Hyra's play test, but we'll see. Raven, base health decrease because you've been playing more of an assassin. Damage mitigation, this is huge. You get that 10% early and 10% late, basically, or just 10% across the board. That's huge because that extra 10% at like level 5 was, 20% mitigation at level 5 is crazy. Scylla, increase that and increase the health. Not quite sure why. She was always kind of known as that glass cannon, hence why you had to build some protection or something of that sort. Thoth has increased base damage, by 5. Okay. Still, I don't think he needed a nerf buff. He actually was taken out of the PTS because Mage's Blessing procced on his 3 and 1 every single time his 1 would go active, increasing by 52 damage every hit. Would be 104, and you had 3 of them. So you were at 156 damage per min wave. It was freaking ridiculous. Tyr increased heal physical power from 0% to 20. Just want to throw this out here, though. They used the wrong thing. That's his aggressive stance, not his passive stance. That's blue stance. So use the right pictures. That would be cool. Anyways, though, 20%, I think that is really, really interesting. I could see him coming into the jungle too now, guys. You think about you getting 21% of your health back from clearing a jungle buff with Assassin's thing, if this is a jungler, if you play tier jungle. You also then heal 20% of your physical damage towards the jungle buffs, but you also do 35% more damage to jungle buffs. So you'd be healing, I would probably say 60 to 75% of your health, depending on what you're building with a tier. Like, that's going to be crazy. And lastly, Amir got a movement speed buff as well. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Sorry for the long video. There was quite a bit to go on through. I am super, super, super excited for Season 5.1. I have super high hopes. I really hope it does do well because I don't want to abandon this game, but we'll see how well they do. From what I've seen, their servers were super unstable, and that's why I didn't play the PTS very much, well, at all, because I wanted to have a good first games and not be irate because my first 3 games had like a 300 ping and no one could do anything. I know you guys have seen those videos. So for someone that's on their last straw, I'm trying to let them come out with the game, and then I'll be playing a shit ton of this in casuals to learn kind of the meta and trying new shit out and new builds and taking that route. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, as always, have yourself a fucking amazing life.